Notre Dame fans, it's finally here. The final stretch of the 2024 regular season for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. 4 games left coming out of the bye week. And if this college football topsy-turvy world has taught us anything, it's going to be about who is peaking at the right time. And that just could be this Notre Dame team. Ryan Roberts, A to Z Sports, breaking down everything Notre Dame football and the wonderful world of college football. Folks, unless you've been living under a rock, and I don't think you'd be listening to this video if that was the case, you know it has been a chaotic and crazy college football season so far here in 2024. We are in a very interesting year because obviously it's the first year of the 12-team playoff, and before the season, everybody was saying, what is this going to look like? How many contenders will there be? Are there going to be a couple elite teams, a bunch of bad ones? Is there going to be a more even playing field with the NIL and transfer portal world? Well, folks, it's been the latter so far. Now this stretch and just finishing up week 10 of college football, there are really no elite teams in college football so far this season. Each and every program that people have tried to put up at the top and been able to put them in elite status, we have seen these blips and these inconsistencies on a week-to-week perspective, and it feels like, and this is my opinion, that this college football hierarchy and landscape is about as wide open as I can personally remember. Oregon sits at the top right now for most people, and we have seen, yes, they have beaten Ohio State at home, but we have also seen them struggle mightily against Boise State, who is a group of 5 opponents. Now, a very good one at that, but on a week-to-week perspective, we have not seen Oregon be dominant every single week. Ohio State, they beat a team like Penn State on the road, but then they will have a close outing against Nebraska. They'll struggle for a first half against a MAC opponent like Akron. We have seen inconsistencies, to say the very least. We've seen Georgia look dominant against Texas, but then struggle in a game against Alabama. We'll see Alabama lose to Vanderbilt. Every one of these football teams, we have seen stretches of not great play. Texas A&M, who has been tremendous since the first game where they lost to Notre Dame, they had a tough outing against Bowling Green. Like, this is a college football landscape where I just don't think that there is a dominant football team. I don't think that there's an elite level football team. I could argue that this is the year where if you are hot at the right time, several programs across college football have a chance to win a championship in 2024. That brings me to Notre Dame. Notre Dame, while I'm not going to sit here and predict a national championship this season, I'm going to ask the question, why can't they compete for a national championship? Why can't they make a deep playoff run? The reasons that I am optimistic about this football team a lot more than I was early in the season. For people that have been following this channel, been following my work at AZ Sports, follow me on Twitter, wherever you've been following, you know that there was a stretch early in the season where I was down on this Notre Dame team. It was the volatility. We saw them obviously beat Texas A&M on the road, which was one of the better victories anybody has had all season so far. We have seen them dominate some group of 4 opponents now, like Purdue, like Louisville, like Georgia Tech. They have done a good job of dominating in a lot of instances, but then you lose to Northern Illinois. You struggle for the most part against Miami, Ohio. It was a volatile start to the season, but one thing, and the reason that I'm optimistic about Notre Dame's potential finish down the stretch here, they are one of the few teams that I would say, since about, I'll say game 2 with Northern Illinois, this team has kind of got steadily better each and every week. And I think that when you're talking about it, in today's game, in 2024, I think that's what's going to matter most. There is not going to be a national championship this year that was dominant from start to finish. We saw the 2023 season, Michigan ended up winning because they were the hottest team at the right time in the right area of the season. And in some cases, in some years, Alabama, Georgia, even Clemson into that conversation, it didn't matter if another team was hot down the stretch. They were the cream of the crop. They were the dynamic. They were the elite of the elite in college football. I don't think that there's that team this year. I don't think that there's a couple teams that are way up top and then everybody else follows. I think Notre Dame on any given Saturday this fall, 2024, can compete against anybody. Could they lose in some of those games? Absolutely. But can they win? I think it's going to come down to if Notre Dame can be hot at the right time. That's why I'm interested to see this 4-game stretch. Florida State, Army, Virginia, and USC. Notre Dame should win every one of those contests. And I'm telling you right now, if they continue to stack good performances, and they continue to get better each and every week, and you let them into the playoffs at 11-1, which they will, Notre Dame's a dangerous team, folks. Florida State this week, your boy will be on campus. Make sure to stop by, say hello, and you know the drill. As always, go Irish.